I want to welcome you to another edition of the Invest Podcast. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram at All Things Invest. All Things Invest with three T's. I have another guest here, an awesome guest. I'm actually looking forward to recording with this guest all day. This woman is first a mother.
Yes,
She is a wife
I
who
am.
also happens to love the gym and is actually a international federation of bodybuilding pro. She helps others. She has an amazing personality. I'm glad she was able to come on and do the podcast with me today. We did have a little bit of technical difficulty, so I did have to change a little bit of the recording, and we got going a little bit late. But hey, we have faith and we got it going. I want to welcome Christy Brown to the Invest Podcast. Christy, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. I was excited that you asked me to come on. I love doing podcasts. It's fun.
I don't know, something about you Texas people. Texas people are pretty cool. Did a podcast with another guy the other week. He was also from Texas. Talked to
Yeah,
another person from Texas. I'm like, my best friend recently moved out to Texas, so I'm like, Texas. He's like, man, you need to come down to Texas. I said, hey, who knows? We'll see about that. I'm starting to get a lot of
yeah.
love from Texas. So, Christy, before we get started, so were you born and raised in Texas?
No.
Okay.
And please only come to visit Texas. Please don't move here because I'd prefer for you not to keep raising my property taxes. Please, no.
Okay.
No, I'm from Louis. I was born and raised in St. Louis. So
Okay.
moved here in I think 2007, 2006, around when my daughter was born, and have been here ever since. So it's a great place. I'm about 10 minutes south of Fort Worth.
Oh, okay. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, and we were just talking about playoffs and all that really quickly, and I was just telling you yesterday I was having a hard time. My team lost, and then you had said that something may be wrong with me if I have the high
Yeah.
expectations of my
No,
Cowboys. And now I'm not giving up, but it seems like, man, every time I'm thinking that we're gonna turn that corner, the record and everything like that, we're looking good, and it just like See, but hey, you being in Texas though, but I'm pretty sure there was a bunch of some sad Texas fans today, right?
oh, I'm sure. I'm sure, but I'm not really a Cowboys fan. So,
Oh, who's your favorite team?
well, we go with the Chiefs because of
Ah.
my, the, my husband's a alum, so we have to follow Mahomes.
For sure, I got you. So Christy, we're gonna go ahead and then wrap it a little bit
Yep,
because I did like post a picture of you online, one of your pictures you sent for me to use.
yep,
Really in your contest mode, like in your superwoman mode, and like one thing that a lot of people have like this nostalgia around like bodybuilders and stuff like that. They think this, they think that. They think it's genetics. They think that everyone was just given that, everyone was just blessed with that. And a lot of bodybuilders I know, even myself, have a story, and I wasn't always like that. And coming to find out, really looking you up and some of the stuff you sent to me, learning that you weren't like that, and you have a story, and you were actually overweight at some point in time. I believe almost 200 pounds, and you really kind of had to battle that. Like, how was that? And then how did you find just the drive to say, you know what, I'm done with this? When did that come about? Because some people, they never really find that courage to really step out and really like say, I'm gonna change
yep.
myself. When did that really come about?
I was like about 190. I'm about 5'6", so I, I was a big old girl, and
Mm-hmm.
um, I never stepped foot into the gym till I was 31. So
Oh, wow.
wasn't raised with a family that really none of my family's active at all. Like
Mm-hmm.
my mom shows love through eye, so she's
Yeah. Okay.
not really. I wasn't raised with that. So I started going to the gym after, I think probably after went through some like relationship issues, like with my daughter, past relationship, and ended up starting to go to the gym just to try to like focus on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not have good genetics at all. Like my genetics suck
Okay.
still. I have
Yeah.
to
Okay.
very, very difficult to build any kind of size in my glutes, in my shoulders. I just really have to like destroy it. Um But yeah, you're right. Like, I think a lot of people just think, oh, it's genetics. It's genetics. Like, you're blessed. No, I started my journey when I was 31. I started lifting. And then met my husband. That's how I met my husband, was at the gym.
Oh,
Yeah, we met at the gym, and
nice.
then kind of started doing it together. So that became like our date. We spent our time together there. He kind of trained me. He wrote my diet for me. So I lived on a bro diet for like years and years and lived on
That's
it,
awesome.
and then
Nice.
falling into macros. And um didn't really change my body type, or even really, I was always just kind of bulky and big.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I fell into macro counting is when I really changed like my physique big time. And
Mm-hmm.
I started getting people ask me a lot at the gym. They were like, "Oh, do you compete? Do you compete?" And I was like, "Yeah, at life." Like, had no
Never
intention
thought
at all,
about it.
no intention of getting on the stage. And then when people just kept asking me, and my husband was like, "You have potential. Like, you really need to think about doing this." And I just am very I don't like putting limits on myself. I feel
Right.
like if there's something that I want to do, then I'm going to do it. And I don't like anyone telling me that I'm not going to do it. So I just set that as a goal for myself, and I did it. And I ended up going pro in my rookie year, which
Wow.
is pretty much unheard of. It was my
Yeah,
fifth
for
pro,
sure.
and I went pro. So, and I'm 41. So
Oh,
starting late in life, I just and I do this with my clients as well. I have a lot of girls that will come on, and there's a lot of coaches out there that will put, I think if you go to them and you're like, "Oh, I want to compete," and say this
right.
girl is 100 pounds, these coaches are going to be like, "That's cute." Like,
Right.
would never in a million years tell a girl, "No, you can't do that." Like, that's not okay. If you're going to invest in yourself and you're going to like actually like believe in yourself, then you need to have someone that is going to believe in you too. And that's what I think is so important as a coach. You need to give them that belief and help them realize you can do whatever you want to do. You just put your mind to it and do it.
That right there, the fact that you were able to go pro pretty much your rookie season. I do know some other bodybuilders, male and female, and they were not able to go pro really in their first season, some in their second, some not even in their third. That drive,
Yeah.
and at your age of when you actually started, you got into competing. Let that be like inspiration and motivational people that at any age you can definitely go for your goal. It's never too late to start. You can start at 30, 40, just go ahead and get the start, put into yourself, and definitely go ahead and invest in yourself. So when you talk about your macros and things like that, what would you say you really changed? You switch up your carbohydrates, your protein, your fats. Before you were pretty much just eating whatever.
Now I'm eating whatever I want. So before I started counting macros, I was basically like bro diet. Like, I was like chicken and rice, chicken and rice, chicken
Right,
and rice.
right.
And men can do that. I think men have this ability to like dis disassemble their attachment, their emotional attachment to food, and they can kind of look at it more like food is fuel. And I feel like women,
Yes,
we're emotional, and
the
everything about
hormones.
emotional. And if a woman restricts for too long, then what ends up happening is you're going to end up in the closet eating a tub of icing with your hand. And I just found that the more I restricted and the more I did that, the more I failed. So
Mm-hmm.
on macros, it gave me the ability to just have freedom. I can drink wine. I can on prep. I can eat cookies. I can do whatever I need to do that helps my mind. And it keeps me staying on track. So I feel like doing that was my answer. That is 100%, it helped me. And I found out that whole time that I was restricting so much, and I've learned so much over these years about body adaptation, about metabolism training, and about how we fail so quickly and bringing our calories so low, and we feel like that's the answer a lot of times. And the second that I started bringing my calories up, it was like a unicorn, honestly. Like, I was like, how is this happening? But I had been living on such low calories for so long that when I actually started like eating more carbs, carbs are not the enemy, eating more
Right,
carbs,
right.
bringing my calories up a little bit over time, that I was losing fat like crazy. And then before long, here I am eating, 25, 2,700 calories a day. And
Wow.
weighing less than I'd ever weighed in my life. And it was because I was just able to like train my metabolism and turn my body into like a machine. And
Yeah. There's like a
that's
stigma behind that with like dieting. You have to diet. You have to diet so hard. You have to diet so hard. You have to cut your calories so low. And like a lot of people will do that, and some people will lose weight. But since it's so unrealistic and it's so unsustainable, a lot of people end up putting the weight back on. End up giving up because like I think it's part of it's the media too. It's portrayed that like it has to be like this almost really hard thing,
mhm.
and I feel like you have to work and you have to have discipline, but it shouldn't seem like a job. It shouldn't seem like a chore. It should be somewhat enjoyable so it can be more sustainable. Is that right, Christy?
The second that you look at it as a diet,
To
you're gonna
die.
you're gonna
Yeah.
fail. I mean, the
Yeah.
second you can make your diet work with your lifestyle, you're gonna succeed. And you find something that gives you a balance. That's the
Right.
most important, is that you can have balance, that you can go on date nights, that you can go on vacations, that you can, still work in chocolate, that you can work in things that you really, really enjoy having and still be able to have a social life. I mean, if I don't get me wrong, like I'm on prep sometimes and
Right.
I take my and I eat before I go to restaurants and things like that. And you have to learn that there's different times in your life where you're there for the experience and the
Right.
experience not always the food. So, but for the most part, it's flexibility and it's balance. And I think if your mind is happy, your body is happy, and it's something that you're going to maintain for the rest of your life.
I love that. So, with you getting into fitness later on in life, when did you decide that, hey, because there's people that bodybuild, they're not like trainers, they're not like nutrition
Right.
coaches and things like that. When did you decide at what point that you really wanted to share this love and this passion with others? When did you decide that, Christy?
I decided it probably once I did my first competition because I had a coach and I had had my coach for years, like probably 3 years. And he was a great coach, but we just were never on the same page. I am somebody
Right.
who really needs to ask a whole lot of questions. I need to know every single step. And I'm not doing it because I'm questioning you. It's because I'm so eager to learn. Like I want to
Hmm.
learn every single thing I can learn. And I just felt like there was a disconnect there. And I hear it all the time, especially with like female competitors, that there's just this disconnect where you just feel like you're lost. You don't know
Right.
what, and when you question, sometimes your coaches are just like, just trust the process. And when I'm told to just trust the process, but I don't really know the process, so what do I trust? I think it just like let me know, you know what, there's a void here. And I can help. I can help this void. And so I first like kind of went into it with the intention of being a prep coach for first
Okay.
time. But I've had so many people in my life around me and at the gym come to me, I don't want to compete, but can you just help me with my lifestyle?
Yeah, I
And then
just want to feel
is
better.
sure. I mean, so at that point, it doesn't really matter. And this is the mentality that I have. Not everyone is a competitor, but
Right.
everyone is competing. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily that you are competing to get on stage and win a trophy, but you are competing against the clock. You're competing
Mm-hmm.
for your health. You're competing against life.
Mm-hmm.
Every person is competing against something. And
Right.
look at it in that aspect, then my lifestyle clients are no different than my prep clients. They are all women wanting someone to believe in them, wanting to have some sort of accountability, and wanting to find balance in their life. So it's a perfect thing for me. I'm passionate about it. I love it. I wish I could do it for the rest of my life full time.
Yeah.
I'm in that position where I do very soon, hopefully, do that,
Awesome.
because I feel like I'm really good at it. I feel like I'm very empathetic, and I think that that's kind of rare in this industry. You become
Mm-hmm.
very in the crowd.
Yes, I definitely believe that you're doing the good things. I believe that health, fitness, and wellness, that's what the brand really stands for. Invest in yourself. I hear
Mhm.
about people saying, I'm chasing this, I'm chasing the bag, I'm chasing the bag, getting to the bag. Well, we believe and I believe that your health and your fitness is the real bag because you can have money, you can have all this stuff, but if you don't have your health and your wellness deep down, you're not really going to feel good. You're not going to look good. You're not going to be good on the inside. So I definitely love that. You definitely should chase that. So I want to say, like, you having a strong support system, your husband definitely helping you too, just having that seem like that good, like family based, and he must be really like supportive. That's been a big help to you as well. So let's talk really quickly about like just having the support system with everything that you're doing, your
Yeah,
fitness, your wellness, and all that stuff, your competitions, because that's it's kind of a lot. So you really need to
it is.
kind of have those good things in place for that, right?
It is. It is a lot. My husband is amazing. Like he literally is like he's my best friend. He is the one that pushed me to start competing. He is the best stage dad that you're ever gonna find. I mean, he goes with me to every show. He
Amazing.
carries my carbs. He
That's
carries my
awesome.
does everything for me. But he's it does help a lot with accountability. I do not. I have a couple of girls that are competitors. Um, some of them have a great support system. Some of them are pretty much doing it on their own. I
Yeah.
don't know how in the world that I could do it if he was not supportive. Like if I know that my daughter and him are very supportive. My extended family not so supportive. I don't
Sure.
have a good support system with my parents. They don't really like what I do. They have a really hard time with it. A lot of that is religious, some religious background stuff, but um, I think that it's just so incredibly. I guess I'm incredibly fortunate, so fortunate to have him behind me and have him there to like support me. Honestly, I've said before, I feel like he is like a bikini pro in like some sort of alternate.
I
I
love it.
knows he loves more about it. He loves it more than I do. He follows it more than I do, and he really is the best. Oh my gosh, he really is the best.
I think probably a big part of that, probably some part of that is like as far as like maybe you're outside, your extended family probably not supporting that, and it's just hard for people to get behind and support things that aren't average and things that aren't really normal. Like
Yeah,
even myself, I haven't been competitive, but I've been around bodybuilding and training for a long time, and like so me like when I go to like certain family members' houses and things of that nature, sometimes they'll hand me like a soda and
yeah,
I'll look, they're looking at me weird because I'm looking at the fucking can. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, 50 grams of sugar in that
Right.
right now. And then you just handed me this piece of cake, and I'm like, uh.
Yeah. And they are like judging by you and it's not that. They don't understand. They don't.
Right.
My mom and dad have a really hard time with it just because of what I have to wear. I mean, I'm a mother. I have a 15
Yeah,
year
yeah.
and my mom is like, you're walking up there with your butt hanging out on stage. People are buying a ticket to come watch you be on stage. So in her mind, she's like stripper. I mean,
No.
she
Yeah,
doesn't see that they're
definitely. Yeah,
not sexual.
definitely.
It's an art, it's sculpting. So it's just it's just generational differences, too. So
Yeah, for
it is.
sure. So talk to me about your site, fearlessphysiques.com. Is
Mhm.
that pretty much your coaching site? So if people were to go on that site, let's say after they watch this show, what are they going to see on your website, Christy?
So it tells all about me, all about my background, and it shows just the different kind of services that I offer. So I have lifestyle clients, um, and my services are pretty comprehensive. I'm very, very custom. So I don't have cookie cutter plans, and I like to pride myself in being very, very available, probably too much availability for my clients, but I always want them to be able to reach out to me. I know
Okay.
it is, walking into a gym not knowing what to do or being at a restaurant
Sure.
what to order. Like I want them to always be able to count on me and I'm available to them. So lifestyle clients, and then I do prep clients as well. I have 6 right now. I'm very, very selective on who I accept because I want to be able to give them the amount of attention that they need and the amount of time that they need. Because I like to go to their shows. I am very comprehensive. I do their tanning for them. I do their posing for them. So it's a very comprehensive service that I offer for prep clients. Um, and then I have posing clients as well. Like I have clients that will just, book time with me. I teach them their routine and do their routine for stage and stuff like that. So, and my cookbook's on there.
Yeah, let's talk.
Yes,
Yeah, I see. I seen that and said
yes.
that you are like a wizard in the kitchen and you really like to cook. Can you just break down like if I'm gonna check out the cookbook. Can you break down this maybe a couple of recipes that are in there and just really quickly before we go like how'd you fall in love with cooking? Like, how did you get into that? Then how'd you end up writing the cookbook, and then you got it available on Amazon? Like,
Yeah,
that's really interesting. Like, how did
I
that? I
know.
seen that. I was like, Amazon, she has a cookbook.
I'm a
Oh,
published author. Hey, and
okay.
I'll send you a copy of it. No worries. Yeah, it's because I love sweets. Like I am basically Buddy the Elf. Like it is. Like I think that I feel like pancake syrup is the most underrated condiment of all times. Um, and I love sweet things. So anything that I can do to like work them into like a macro friendly diet, like
Hmm.
I can do. It's become like kind of a challenge to me where it's like,
To do it.
oh, you like that, give me 5 minutes and I'll macro hack that for you. So I can pretty much change any recipe to make it more macro friendly. So when I've done that, I mean, I've created so many recipes that my husband was like, you need to make a cookbook. So I made the cookbook. It breaks down different, I broke it down into like breakfast, desserts, entrees, and has macro breakdowns for every single meal. And I give that to all of my girls. Like it helps them help, I guess, create variety in your routine. So you're not eating chicken and rice. That's the important part. You're still eating cookies. So I have this recipe in there. It's the best.
Okay.
The best. It is a skillet monster cookie,
Ooh.
and you put it in this big cast iron skillet, and it's like got M&Ms in it and stuff. It's like a 6-inch cookie. The whole thing is like 300 calories, and it's mostly protein. Like it's the most amazing thing I have ever
I want to
created.
try that. Did you?
Yeah,
I seen. Was that with you? Was that? Did you post something like that? I seen
I
somebody
girl
posted something.
last night posted
I
she got my
seen that. I was like,
her
oh, that
little
was
kids
really.
like it. Yes,
Like, who
it
needs
was,
crumble cookies or something like that? And as I was looking, I was like, oh my god, that looks really, really good. How'd you come up with that? What made you just whipping it together?
I'm a wizard. I am.
Wizard. Yeah. Okay, cool. So like, really quickly, I want to say, like, say, what would be your advice? Because like, I've worked with like training clients over the years, and they've said to me like, John, I don't like walking to the gym. You know, I feel super intimidated. I feel super overwhelmed. In your own words, you know, what would your advice be to somebody like starting out? Because you know, like when we start anything, like when you first like get behind the wheel of a car and you drive the first time, like I remember, I think I was like 15 years old, and I almost like ran into like the fucking fence, you know, the first time. And I just remember, like, you know, just like when I was new on a job and trying to learn something, and it just seemed really overwhelming at first. So, what would your advice be to a girl, even a man, walking into the gym, haven't been to the gym before, haven't been there in a long time, just trying to kind of find a place? I feel like sometimes the problem is we're kind of always trying to compare ourselves and measure ourselves up to other people, and especially people that may have been doing something a lot longer than us. Am I right?
Number one, hire a coach. Like hire a coach. That's going to help you tremendously because it's going
Right.
to give a ton of confidence. If you have a good coach, they're going to write you a plan and you're going
Right.
to know exactly what to do. You're going to have a backup plan in case one of the machines is taken. Okay, well, then my coach told me to go do this. And second, like, be friendly. We have, you know, and I'm not going to be, I'm not the, I like to put my headphones in at the gym and I like to
Right.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
talk to everybody. But New Year's resolutioners, if you are a seasoned athlete in the gym, which I know that you are, we get frustrated sometimes with New Year's
Right.
resolutioners that come in and do this crazy shit that they see on Instagram, and or they want to superset on like 9 different machines. But there's
Seen
a
that.
few people that will come in and they're humble. It's like you have to kind of like work yourself in and have a little bit of humility. Don't be cocky and and come in and actually be nice and be like, you know what, I'm new here. Like, am I doing this right? Hey, can you help me out? Like, be ask questions because I can tell you right now, if someone asks me a question, I'm like, yes, like let me
Yeah.
absolutely, I'll help you. Like, I'm so happy you're here. Like, I want people to get better. I want them to stick around, but I don't want them to be jerks and I don't want them to be douchebags if they're gonna. But that's
Definitely.
newbies. Like,
Definitely have seen that. Yeah.
yeah,
I
like, be
believe
just nice and ask for help. You know.
definitely. I mean, we all, you know, we all need help in one aspect of our life or the other. Even myself, being at my age, I've got to the point to where like I'm realizing like sometimes I need help. I have to ask for
Hmm.
help for certain different things. Like me, I'm launching my brand and growing that and really trying to expand that. I've had to actually reach out to different people, got a mentor and things of that nature. Those are things that when I was younger, I probably would not have done. Just being young, immature, thought I knew it all. Nobody knows it all. And
No,
when
nobody.
you can figure out and be really honest and real with yourself to actually reach out and get help, I believe you can
Absolutely.
go a lot further than if you're just pretty much by yourself. I know you know that firsthand.
Yeah. Well, and even like, I mean, I'm a coach. I have a coach. I have a business coach. I have a training coach. Like,
Right.
no matter how mature I get in the industry, I still need guidance. I still need someone to coach me. We all do. So nobody knows everything.
Definitely, definitely. So if I let you go too, I also see not only are you a wife, a bodybuilder, a mom, you got dogs. You also got some good education too. You got a bachelor's degree in business management as well.
I do. I do. I don't know how much I use that, but I do.
I think yeah, definitely still thinking like it definitely still it helps. You just got a good list of accomplishments, and you also still work in the dental industry. Am I right?
Uh, yes, I do. I've done that for so long. I've done it for 21 years. So, I'm really good at it. And, it's a hard thing. It would be a hard thing to walk away from just because I'm so comfortable and I've done it for so long. So somehow, somehow I'm still doing that.
Right.
I'm all of these girls, and me and my husband are actually opening up a gym as well. So
Whoa, you guys over to gym?
so many things going on in my life, but yes, yes, yes. So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay. 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 Cool. You guys are you guys opening that up in the town you guys stay now in Texas?
yes, yes, we are.
Oh, so when did you guys first thinking? When did you guys first start thinking about that?
Um, Probably late.
What are you guys gonna call it? What's the name gonna be?
We don't have a name quite yet. We're not. We have a couple that we're like tossing
Nice.
around, but we're still in the rehab process right now. We just got it still in the works, so it's a little bit of time still, but I'm excited about it. I'm
I
excited.
love it, Christy. Investing in yourself, investing in family. I
Yes,
love it. You brought some good energy today.
thank.
You brought a great story today. You brought a story that number one people can resonate with, and you seem really like you're really human and you're
Yes,
really really humble. I really enjoyed having you on. Definitely
thank.
gonna keep in touch. I'm gonna have to get you on again. And
Yeah,
next time, I'm gonna have to get you on with your husband. I want to hear
yes,
from him as well because he seems like a really awesome,
it's awesome.
amazing dude. And we'll definitely have to do it again. I want you to enjoy the rest of your night, and
Yeah,
we'll talk soon. Thank you again, Christy Brownlee and That's Podcast. Chris, can you shout out your Instagram really quickly?
yes, at ChristyBrown.ifbbpro. And yeah, like hit me up. That's the one thing I always want somebody to say about me is that I'm super approachable and kind.
Super.
I will always respond. So thank you so much. I had a really good time.
All right, Christy, take care.
All right, thanks.